Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at wcbe.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Wayne Miller.
And this is It's Movie Time.
It is, and we're heading out west in the 60s.
Now wait a minute now, is this a political statement?
Let him go? Well, you know, it could be. I didn't even think of that. I know. Where's this making at?
Well, all right, we can, you've been deeply involved in the polls and being a judge and all that, so let's let that go.
Yep.
And get back to what we really were meant to do, which is talk about movies.
Darn tootin'. In fact, you can see I've written some notes. I really kind of got into this film.
All right, so it's called Let Him Go.
Let Him Go.
And two people who played Superman's mom and dad.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
That was one
Kevin
of the
Costner
things. Yes,
and
Mom.
Diane Ladd.
One review called it, as they played Ma and Paul Kent. But another review I was reading I thought was even funnier. They said Ma and Paul Kettle go medieval on people.
Well, we got some stock characters here.
Yes.
Including Bad Mama. Wow! Leslie Manville.
Oh, really very interesting. And some of these reviews, they she chews up the scenery as well as she chews up her pork chops.
Oh my God! You're right. Yeah, the worst pork chops in the world.
You didn't come here for my pork chops. Yeah.
So Costner and Ladd, they're looking for their grandson. Basically, this is the Searchers.
Yes.
In 1963.
Yeah. In 1963, and they really didn't, outside of like maybe the clothing and the cars and things like that, really, I think the time period did play a big part, but not as big.
But I agree. Yeah. In fact, I'm looking also because my granddaughter goes to Montana State.
Yes.
I'm looking for some of that scenery, and it is beautiful, but it is Calgary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not Montana.
Yeah.
They have two locations,
Yeah.
there and North Dakota.
Yeah.
But who cares? The mountains are beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Their son, Diane Lane.
Yeah.
And Kevin Costner. But anyhow, their son dies in a horse riding accident, and a few years later, and of course the little baby son that he and his wife had, and a few years later, she marries this guy, and Diane Lane notices one time, sees them downtown as he kind of manhandles the 5-6-year-old son, and backhands the son's mother, his new wife, and so Ma decides to.
Leslie Manville.
Yeah.
But really over the top. As if she were parodying what we've seen before with the badass mom or grandma controlling the doofus boys.
Yes.
The wee boys.
And that's the wee boys. What a great name for the family.
Yeah.
Which led in a lot of research I did of like in real life back in the 30s. I remember it was an episode of the old TV show The Untouchables, but also there was a movie made from it with I think at one time Shelley Winters played Ma Barker.
Oh, Shelley Winters, perfect.
And her gang
that's right.
But it also made me think of several other shows where there, like the TV series Justified that took place in Kentucky, and there was one story arc, one episode, season story arc about this mother and her clan, and she ran the clan like the mafia. But also, John, it reminded me of the most infamous episode of the X-Files.
Oh.
The mother, the triple amputee mom that they kept on kind of like a rolling thing under the bed, and her inbred, grotesquely deformed sons. And I'm thinking, wow, moms are really pretty tough for families.
Well, I think you go into this expecting it to be a modern Western.
Yes.
Okay, and in many respects it is.
Yes.
And with the stereotypes that we talked about. So you see, I said, what else is new? Well, I think that the relationship that Costner and Lane have makes that movie.
Yeah, it does. And slow burn as far as kind of a build up, but I never found myself getting bored because I'm just wondering what's going to be happening. Because I saw the, went online, saw like a 2.5 minute long trailer for the film. So I knew things were going to go south real, horribly so near the end of the movie.
I think that many of us expected Costner's, what is it, Jim Blakely?
Yeah, George, was it George?
George, yes, right. George, we expected
Margaret,
George, played by Costner,
yes,
to kick some serious butt, because he's a retired sheriff.
yes.
I mean, one of the things that I loved about this movie is that it will not fulfill your expectations about Costner kicking these bad boys all over the place.
Yeah.
In fact, part of the terror of the film is he's not really able. These guys are just really big, and Manville is directing these guys. Like it reminded me too, and I know I'm stretching it.
Yeah.
It reminded me too of the kind of autocracy that we have gone through.
Okay.
With Trump.
Yes.
Okay. As kind of this character with complete control over these boys.
Yes.
And it looks like there's no way out, so to speak. I guess that would be the title of one of Costner's films, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was. No way out. Surprisingly, he played a Russian spy who was an American naval officer. One of the characters, though, and I don't know if it was her son, the mother's son or brother, but a great character, actor, Jeffrey Donovan, who played Bill Weeboy. So he's
the one that first takes them to dinner.
Yes.
Good one.
Kind of meets them, and you could tell he had maybe some sinister thoughts.
But you're so right. You're right away thinking, oh, this is not going to be so bad.
Yeah.
This is a nice guy.
But he turned. But when they sit down at the dinner table, and a great. As far as how the scene was set up, as Leslie Manville's mother character smoking a cigarette, and she's standing over the table with this overhead light on over her head.
Good.
That she kind of the composition of that frame was excellent. How she just kind of leaned in, almost coming into the light, but in a very sinister type of way.
I love her first name is Blanche.
Yeah.
There's hardly anything Blanche about her.
No. but it's funny, and I want to do some research and find. I'm sure I've seen her in some other films, but I want to see exactly what she's been in, because she did.
She was in Mike Leigh films.
Okay.
She was a big Mike Leigh. This is where I kept looking and saying, who is this? Oh, I've seen her in Mike Leigh films.
Yeah, British actress.
Yes, a British,
who could do an excellent. But what's funny about no matter what state you're in the United States, that you're going to find clans like this. Be it in Appalachia or in the Rocky Mountain region,
right,
or in Florida or Texas or California, or west side of Columbus.
Yeah.
That you're going to find some families that are almost born evil.
And you're reminding me that, and one of my themes in this and in many contemporary films, in fact superhero films, is that search for family. That attempt to bring family together. This is just another example of that. Because they're impelled by saving their grandson, which is really saving their family in a sense.
But here's the one thing, what I would consider a flaw in the storyline and plot and development in the film. There was so much I wanted to know about these characters that I did not feel like that I got. Because outside of Jeffrey Donovan's Bill Weeboy character,
no idea.
The other sons, including the son that married
exactly
their
who looked like a clean-cut guy. But you're right. We don't know the bad background of the wee boys
Yeah.
to know how they got here, or
Exactly.
even she. So
Yes.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
When it tries too much, but I'll tell you, it's really good about Costner and Lane.
Yes.
Their characters.
That we do get a sense of them. The strong character that she was, but very understated though, which to me is sometimes better than beating you over
Yeah,
the head
yeah.
with it. But that she is a tough character. She loves her horses, breaks horses
Yeah.
and stuff like that. He's a retired sheriff, but also you just get some glimpses that he has kind of a drinking problem.
Yeah, right.
And so you get a little bit backstory on them. But then we have some other characters that are kind of thrown in, like the one
The young
Native
man.
American young guy.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just don't get kind of it's almost like he's kind of thrown in there.
And his name is Boo Boo Stewart.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh,
And he does a good job, but
Yeah.
I wanted to know more
Yeah.
because I
But it
was
was a neat-
very fascinated with
it
the
was a
wee
neat-
boy family.
Yeah, right. Neat character. And there are a lot of the old tropes. Gee,
Yeah.
you see a gun in the beginning. Do you think we're going to see that again?
Yeah.
Anyway, Wayne Miller, the film is Let Him Go.
Yep.
All right. And what grade would you apply to this?
Well, as I thought about it at first, because of the lack of character development of the wee boys and stuff like that, I was a bit disappointed, and I was thinking a C+, but I kind of changed my mind because the acting's very good. I was caught up in the film, so I'd say at the very least a B-,
Okay.
possibly a B.
And I'll just parallel you and go to A-.
Oh.
And I come from that because I was one of the first ones to see the first theatrical release under this COVID, and that was Unhinged with Russell Crowe.
Oh.
So I'm thinking we've really upgraded ourselves in this film.
Yeah.